All right. All right. Hello, everyone. We are going to, let's redo the window. Good morning. Today, we're going to talk about test-driven development, TDD, and why it is so much more important with the new powerful AI tools we have. And just taking the old ideas back from the 90s and 2000s and playing them back today. And is anybody on this chat yet? Lower than recommended bitrate. Oh no. Well, it's the recommended bitrate, so eat it. All right. Today we're going to take a look at a business problem that we're working on and show you how we might have done this in the past, how we're doing it with AI, and what you really should be doing for the future of AI with TDD. And we're going to just show you exactly how we do these things. So you're going to watch me work, you're going to watch me hit problems, you're going to watch us work around them and solve problems permanently. So the difference is when you use TDD to solve your problems, you are solving problems permanently. And this gets multiplied by the number of people on your team. It gets way more helpful. So the tool we're showing off today will be related to editing your website. Is she awake? I don't know. Can do a story. Telegram. It's the other screen. How do I get the other screen? Oh, it only sees itself. That's cute. Okay, no. Telegram's open. All right. Cool. So let's check out the business problem. The business problem is we are going to edit our website, and our website is going to have issues. It's always got issues. Let's pull up what this looks like. Okay, here's our website. Let's open up in VS Code. Here's a whole bunch of stuff. This is a live website. It's got all the normal stuff that, good stuff, bad stuff. We're going to start a little fresh here. Okay, and we're going to pull up our package, which shows us the scripts we want to run, and we will build this website. Now, I'm not going to pull from Git, so you're not going to notice that we're going to have some old code here, and that's fine, because our goal here is to kind of deal with a messy site that's got some problems, and I've already fixed these problems in real life, but we'll just kind of go back and try and fix them again here and see how that feels like, right? So this will allow us to really feel what it feels like to go through some of this stuff. So Whenever you start a project, the first thing you want to do is try someone to build it. See if it already exists, if it works. If it doesn't work, you need to get advice from the person who gave it to you, threw it over your fence. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to read this package notes here. So we're going to lint it. And we still need to install Yarn first. And we need to install NVM first. All this would be in the README. Oh, nice. We need to core pack. And we love Node because we don't love Node. Okay. All right. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, all right, so we got Yarn installed. And we're going to try to lint. So do the files even make sense that we have? Okay, most of them make sense. It's going to chug along. Okay, some things are not validating. Okay, then we're going to build our site. Actually, we're going to yarn dev it. So we're going to load our site. And this is going to be a website. This is a static pacificmedicaltraining.com. It's a medical website. Bring it into the screen. All right, so we got a website here and it's running locally. This is static, so this is running off of our server. It's running off a LAMP server. You could just as easily run this type of thing off of GitHub Pages, which we do all the time, and I recommend it. So we're selling medical scribe training. Okay, great. So we've got some website here. And just for fun, I love to try and make sure I'm actually editing something. So we'll just go ahead and change anything. Okay. And now's a good time to introduce our water of the day. We've got Chortok. I love it. And where's this one from? Uzbekistan. And if you know anything about Eastern Europe, the water's salty. The good water out there is salty. So we're going to be banging this and having a good time. Staying dry by staying wet. I love it. It's like sandblasting your face. Not everyone's going to love this taste. It's got a lot of different kind of minerals. It's not just salty. It's also got the, did they say what's in there? Potassium, I'm feeling that. Potassium and calcium. We're gonna say those are the main flavor notes in this water. A lot of bubbles. It's perfect. Obviously, bubbles add it. So as we were sitting here, the website did live reload, and so we see that changes are active. Okay, so we have control of this website, and then we're going to do a yarn build and yarn test. And I'm dumb. Sometimes I like to do a little thing at the end there to show that it worked. Building the site in parallel. The whiskey of the day today is the 12-year Macallan. And so we're going to be checking that out. But we're going to set that aside. We need one viewer more on this podcast to unlock that achievement. All right. So I'm going to park that over there. There we go. So what we did was we built the site, we tested the site, and it's good. And so there's no problems today. This could even include external links. So for fun, I will remove our cache. Can I do that? So what our testing currently does is it will see if our website links to some other website, and then it will flag it if that other website goes down. And that you want to automate this, and it's not easy because you have to cache it and there's some tricks, and we do that. So we have a tool for that. Let me tell you about the tool that we're using. So this is free open source software, HTML Validate. This is a node-based tool, Node.js tool, and it can take your website, your static website, or you can use some other stuff like Vue or whatever. But we're just going to pretend everything's static for now, static and vanilla baby. And yeah, so you're going to shove your HTML files in there, and then it's going to run different rules. And rules, greatest hits, such as disallow white space between attribute key and value. You don't want to shove extra spaces all over your HTML files. And just all kinds of things like that. Another random implicit button type. It's got little notes here. We want to have the type for our buttons. So we want to say what buttons are, because you can use a button as a submit, and it's giving you, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're not supposed to do. Great. All right, so there's lots of little rules, and here's a bunch. And these are things you should do, like your images should have alt tags. So you might even get an error in your browser at the bottom if you don't do that. Here's some random errors for this web page. So these are things you want to do. And the web page will load if you don't, but there could be consequences. Like Google won't like you as much if you don't provide accessibility. And you just want to check these things constantly, automatically, right? And so you just shove this tool in there and it's going to check. You're going to set this up with something like GitHub CI. So we have a code lint. This is going to check the formatting of your files. And then we have a build test deploy. So this is going to check before it deploys, or if you could make your deploy dependent on the test. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, your test script can run here, and every time you make a change, it's just going to shove it through the CI, and then it's going to send you an email if something didn't work. And better, it's going to send your teammates an email if they broke something. So that's like, we're getting up to the 2000s, 2000 zeros, the aughts. Getting 2010s, everybody knows about these tricks. We were using Travis back then. We're using GitHub CI now. You can use whatever you want going forward. And these tools are required. Otherwise, you're going to go insane. But what good is your CI if it's not picking up a whole bunch of stuff, right? So you've got some good rules here, and I'll even show you some of my rules. So I added some rules into this project, and I have a link here. Nice checkers. There you go. Added my own rules. So this is FOSS. You can pick them up. And I thought these were all inspired by specific problems we had on our team. These are things that were coming up over and over, and we thought we need to just solve this permanently. So that's going to be the key on this talk today. So I'll just give you one or two of them. What's the rule? No jQuery. jQuery was great back when you didn't know how to code and you didn't feel like typing out all the right things. But now jQuery just slows down your web page. Anything you can do with jQuery, you should do without jQuery. And luckily, one or two lines of AI will just fix it for you. You just say, rewrite this code without jQuery. And that will reduce the cost of loading your page. It'll shave time off of loading your page, which you want to do. And that stuff is just going to make everything faster. Google's going to like it better. AI is going to load your page faster. And you're going to get more traffic. It's going to happen. And all you have to do is spend 2 minutes updating your site, and you'll never have that problem again. But the problem is if somebody on your team forgot about this and their AI doesn't know you don't like jQuery. So instead of making a policy, enforcing your policy, you just enforce it as a rule. So all you have to do is shove this little no jQuery rule into your build, and you will never have jQuery again. And if somebody on your team, a new hire, tries to put jQuery in there, they're going to get an email, and it's going to have a problem. And then their AI is going to self-heal the code. So as soon as this is a test failure, the AI will they'll just fix the problem for you. And that is beautiful. Okay, so how do we implement this? Lucky for you, we've got a template. So here's a template called GitHub Pages Template. Assuming you want to deploy a static website using GitHub Pages for free, on the edge, across Earth, with super fast hosting and basically unlimited budget, unless you're a huge project, you want to use GitHub Pages as by default. Don't use Cloudflare, don't use anything else, just use GitHub Pages. You're welcome. Now, there's a lot of little steps, like how do you build GitHub Pages? By default, you have to use Ruby, and nobody likes Ruby. So how do you install Ruby? How do you install Ruby? Those are instructions you're going to need to put on your website for other people using it, because GitHub Pages uses Ruby and uses Jekyll. Jekyll's fun to use, but it's built on Ruby. So what are you going to do? All right, so you need to have instructions. That's what you got to do. And here's copy-paste instructions that you can put on your website to use Google GitHub Pages, and everything's just going to work great. Also, we have testing. So the testing I just showed you, including nice checkers and HTML validate, that's already here. So all you got to do is just click this clone button. So you hit this, use this template button, make your own repo. And instead of talking about horses, because this website here gives you a template all about horses. It's got pictures of black horses at night with a low quality camera and whatever other horse stuff is on this site, all right? And you just replace that horse stuff, whatever you want to put there instead, right? And then it's going to have this little test scripts, including some different stuff. One of them is the HTML validator that I gave you, and it's got some other cool little tricks just to pedant about what you want in your project. One of them here is we have a rule against using PNG files because you should always change them into WebP files. WebP is the future, and it's a smaller file, and you should never use PNG again for your web publishing. You should always use WebP, and that is because Can I Use tells you so. All the browsers you care about today and yesteryear support WebP, and it basically replaces JPEG, GIF, and PNG. So you should never use those files again. Now, this nerd stuff, do you know that? No, you didn't know that WebP replaced all these other image formats, and you don't need to know that, because all you gotta do is copy paste this template, which comes with all these cool little nerd rules in there, and it will tell you when you use one of these files. When you have a PNG file, hey, only use WebP. Oh, and PS, here's Google or whoever telling you why. And it links you to your little rules, right? And then when someone joins your project and they don't know this rule, they're gonna have this best practice right in front of their face, and their AI is gonna have a rule to fix this. And of course I go further, and then I specify exactly how we fix it, which encoder settings we use, all that stuff is in there. So you can do this too. With one click, you're gonna have a nice little website with all the little nerd rules attached. And if you don't like the rules, you can turn them off. You can turn off whatever rules because you don't like them, and it's in there somewhere, HTML validate. So it's got all these little rules, and you're like, I don't like that rule. Okay. So one of our rules doesn't allow you to have URLs with .html at the end. No need for that. You're polluting the URL. Nobody uses .html at the file at the end of the file name. Nobody does that. When we publish it, the HTML file extension is just invisible, and the page loads anyway. Oh my God. So don't waste pixels in front of your customers with these dumb little letters that don't matter, right? And if you forget, that's fine. We'll tell you, and we're going to solve the problem automatically. So how does that look? So what I'm showing you here is some version of our website from, I don't know when. Okay. Some version of our website from like a week or two ago. Okay, and we've changed stuff since then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to suck in the new version of our test cases, which is called Nice Checkers. So last week it was 1.1.2, and now it's 1.2.1. So we're just going to cut over to the new version. Great. Easy. And here, it's already going to suck in all of the recommended stuff. So Nice Checkers, you're going to get the recommended stream. So all you have to do is that one thing right there, and then you're going to start getting new pedantic reviews of your website. Okay, great. What's that look like? So yarn build. We're going to build our website. It's going to spit out HTML. What's up, big T? All right, and then we're going to test our website. Test. Cool. And so what's going to happen is it's going to start spitting out new errors. Great, more work to do. That's a good thing. You want to have more work to do. You want to have more fixes available on your website here. Big T, we're doing shots here, so as soon as you're topped up, we'll go. We got the Macallan here. All right, so a bunch of stuff here. Now, if you have a team, you can delegate. Okay, go fix this for me. We found a problem. Let's read one of these problems. How's it look? Let's go read one of these problems. Okay, first one. About us. No self-link in alternate language links. Must match canonical URL. Okay, let's figure out what that means. So we're going to open this file. We're going to find the alternate language links. So I'm going to look for the word lang. Okay, this page is in English. So this is an English page file. Looks like English. Oh, crap. You can't hear me. How do I volume up? Volume up. Up, 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 up. 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 How about this? How are we doing? We loud enough? We want to filter? Can we boost? Can we boost? Check, check, check. Can we boost it? Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Can we boost it by 20? Yo. All right, we're boosting it. Check, check, check. Check it, check it, check. Channel 5. Check, check, check. All right, we're probably a lot louder now. Cool. So the first one here is we're going to see what this problem is. Okay, self-link. This page is an English page. That's what EN means. Then we're going to go down here. I'm going to figure out whatever this language thing is. All right, here you go. So there's some alternate languages, and there's a Spanish version, and there's a Portuguese version. And this would be Mexican Spanish and Brazilian Portuguese. Cool. So actually, when you do that, you are supposed to have the original language linked to itself. Now, any good rules here should have an explanation of that. Crap. All right. And where is, so you would, if you really wanted to study that, if you didn't want to take its word for it, you would go read this page. All right, here's the page. Okay, and you can go read this explanation of why you need to do this, and it's going to link right back to Google themselves saying this, and then also W3C, who writes the rules for HTML. And they told you this is something you need to do. If you don't do this, your page might not be as discoverable. All right, so we want to fix that. This is something we want to fix. And there's a whole bunch of these. So what we should do is just go find an AI to do this for us. I think Sonnet or Haiku would be great for this. So I'm going to pick Haiku. It's cheaper. I'm going to use the one that's built into VS Code. I'm not going to use the one on OpenRouter. Sorry, OpenRouter. And we could use Auto, but I'm just going to do Haiku because you can then play along and see what you're getting. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Haiku to fix this problem. So I ran the test. Hopefully you can figure out what the test is. Got this. Go fix it. Okay, a good way to direct AI is to give it one specific 6, 7. One thing is you can just give it one of them, and then we're going to speed this up real fast after we get one of them. All right, so AI is taking control. I've given it permission to run the lint, the build, and the test commands. These are all safe. It should say auto approved here. I don't really see that. Hey, My boobs are out, but it's cropped in too much, so we can't really see. 6-7. Can we bring more of the chat here? Huh. Oh, that's the Twitch chat, so you can't see the peanut gallery here, because that is the YouTube chat. That sucks. Yep, that's a shame. Can I reload? Is that gonna work? No, it's not gonna work. All right, so did it fix it? Here it had 84 problems, and now it has 83 problems. All right, so it did something and it fixed it. Oh, look, it actually fixed it properly. It's got the URL and it's got the EN. Okay, so now we're gonna step it up. I'm gonna go up. Now I'm gonna tell it this kind of problem. So, no self-link found. So I'm gonna tell AI, go find all this problem and fix them across the whole site. All right, we'll do that. And we got Cheez-Its. So as we are waiting, we either do push-ups or we eat snacks. And nighttime it's snacks. We'll get the camera real close next time so you can hear me chew. So you can rename the video how to get buff while you're fixing your website errors. And then just do push-ups instead of what I'm doing right now. Okay. Fixed a couple of them. Gonna run it. We used to have 84 errors. It's not going to give us the total, so we'll go figure out the total ourselves. And it cut over because it wanted to do its own terminal, so I'm going to jump back. Okay, 79. So by doing nothing but a few push-ups and eat a few Cheez-Its, we identified 84 problems where our fly was down and nobody told us. Google, you could have logged into Google and clicked on their error report, and you could have found these errors. Okay, you could have used Ahrefs. You could have run a crawler. They would give you errors. Once a month, they'll send you an email. Here's your errors. Or you can go find the errors when they're happening, and guess what? Once you fix these errors, if somebody introduces a new error, then they're going to get an email. And it's going to say, hey, you broke something. And then you're like, oh, crap, I broke something. So now, first of all, it's not your problem, it's their problem. That's better. And then even better than that is, as you can see, this is AI's problem. AI just fixed it for you. In fact, when you try to commit this into GitHub, AI is going to run and it's going to say, oh, your fly's down. How about I fix that for you? And it's going to give you one button because it already knows how to fix the problem. You just have to explain the problem. You have to tell AI, you have to tell your CI, you have to tell GitHub. You don't even have to tell your team. You just bake it into your product. You have to say, here's our standards. Here's our best practices. And if anybody tries to break them, the code's just going to rewrite itself. So you have self-healing code. That's the secret. When you have AI plus TDD, you get self-healing code. I'll even show you what that looks like. So, I mean, we're just doing stuff for fun. I've already fixed these problems. I fixed all 79 of these, and I've already deployed this to our website. So none of that matters, but I'm just showing you what it looks like and how little effort you need to self-heal your code. All I did was hit one button to upgrade our site, found new problems, and I told it to go fix my problems. And there it goes. So now I'm going to go back to what this looks like in GitHub. So here's our actual website live in GitHub. Go find some pull requests. Actual work that we did. Update alt languages 7 hours ago. Okay. Change some things. And then, okay, so just like we were doing, right? So you had some file and then you had the other languages, and they were all connected or whatever. Okay. So then, for some reason, it found an error, a nitpick. Ooh. Okay. So it's nitpicking. It says, oh, in the sum of the files, you put them in a different order. You put the Portuguese first, and then the English, and then Spanish. Not something I care about, but notice it gives you a button. It's just a little button. Implement. Like, engage. So you just hit that button, and it's going to solve the problem across your whole website. It's going to bill you about 1/10 of a cent to do that if you've gone over the limit. And then you just hit this button. I'm not going to hit it. And it's going to go off. It's going to do the thing. It's going to come back. Because it identified the problem. Now, what's a great way to identify a problem? It's just running this test. So here's some code change that I made on the same website. So here's some branch, and then here's test. All right, so the linting worked, and then the build didn't work. So we're gonna hit the build. All right, and so as you can see, what happened here is those test errors we were just looking at a second ago, those are also visible to GitHub, to your CI, to Copilot, to your local AI, to your team, actual humans who work for you. Everybody can see this stuff. And so it's all there. So any one of these people are notified and they can fix it automatically, manually, or whatever. But what you don't want to do is not know this problem and then the customer finds it or you find it. We want to have these problems fixed at the lowest level possible. I'm assuming you're the manager. I'm assuming you have resources here. And if you don't, AI is your resource. You want to have it solved at that problem before it gets to you. So that's it. Let's wrap it up. What we've done today is we took an existing project and we just got more specific about making it better. We've raised our standards and AI increased our product to these standards. Like, awesome. To proceed going forward, you just have to hit the update button. You're going to get raising your standards every day automatically. And it's just going to solve problems, self-healing code. Anybody else on your team, they're automatically going to get notified if they violate something. And it's probably going to self-heal for them too, even without telling them. You don't need to have a meeting. You can have a meeting if you want to, but they're going to be automatically notified and things are just going to work. You don't even have to tell them. So we're removing meetings. We're removing work. We're removing thinking. Everything's removed. It's just product. It's just product going forward. Let's give you the links you need and wrap it up. So, nice checkers. Let's pull it up with the browser. All right. There you go. Nice checkers. Let's start below. All right. First, HTML validate. This is one of your tools. It's going to just find problems for you. You should know all these things if you've done web development for a while, but it knows too, and it's not going to forget. So if you might forget, it won't forget for you. Next, nice checkers. Some more tools right on top of it. SEO tools, best practices, pedantic stuff that you probably could argue against me. You'll probably lose. I might lose. I've got sources back from Google saying you should do these things. And if you disagree, you can edit this. We'll find a new best practice, and then it will just update. It'll just update. All the sites will get better. Right? My sites, your sites, everybody's sites using this, they'll all get better automatically. And there's a whole bunch of nerd stuff, discussion, and stuff that you should be doing, like not using .html at the end of your web page. Cool. And then this is all built together, so you don't need to read any instructions about how to set this up. You want to build a website, you just use this as a starting point, GitHub Pages template, you hit copy, you take all the stuff about horses, you put your own stuff in there, bam, you're done. Today, now when you fork something like a template, the template might change and you might not change. So you got to keep these things synchronized. Easy. I use something called releases. I made a new release today. So all you have to do is tell your LLM, hey, go find the dependencies of my product, go study what changed, either pull in the dependencies or implement their best practices. That's the word, that's the prompt. What I just told you, I put that prompt in today. Churn, test, and then bam, everything was updated and beautified, fixed, ready for the future. Here is, I guess this is private, you can't load my site here. you can see my site. You can go see, oops, pull back here. Here's my site. So you can see my site that we built today and the little stuff that came in there. Ideally, you should not have anything in the console. You shouldn't have any errors down here. We just have one error because I blocked tracking strips. And my website has a tracking strip on it. So I'm blocking myself. Great. Otherwise, there's no errors. There's no missing image, alt text. You know, everything's beautiful, works great, does everything you're supposed to. All right. Have a great day. Peace. And we out.